10-second countdown. Let's see how they feel. Let's see how they do. Look at that board. Board going to be acquire the Scorpion Stew, a center square. Interesting.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting. Okay, so let's look at the base game here first real quick. We got Kill the Misbegotten Crusader. That's a fun one. We haven't seen that one in a while. We have 4 Evergaols here, 6 bosses in Caled, Putrid Castilian Trio, Elemer of the Briar, finish off a boss with the explosive physick, 30 Arcane stat dump, 8 bosses Limgrave, and 3 Tree Spirits. Nothing really rushable, I would say. Yeah. Nothing really that sticks out as like, okay, I got to go rush, which means for both base game players, they're allowed to take their time and prep, I think is like a big thing here. For the base game, or for the DLC players here, anything rushable, let's see. Unique Invaders, that could be seemed semi-rushable. Balls again, Castle Ensis Balls is on there.
Yeah.
Giant Lightning Ram is on there again, so maybe we get to
once
see
again
a fun little ram happening
two
here.
Two jails could be done relatively quickly, depending. And then 3 DLC Spirit Ashes once again.
Yeah, we'll see here. We do have 2 Turtle Talisman again on the board and Demi-Humans as well. So Turtle Talisman might be snatched up here again by Aggenharbor. That seems to be something that they do like to go for. Parky ready grabbing some physick tiers. It looks like Swed is just going to be ready to go straight towards Roundtable once the timer hits 0. It is already hovering on the map here. Looking through the classes, looks like that Chris is eyeballing this class that has the Ripple Blade. And I believe the Scavenger Curved Sword.
Yeah, I think so.
And Aggie here looking at a Broadsword class instead. Statline looking really balanced on that on that Bandit.
Not a bad place to start. I'm also looking ahead as well. We've got Rakshasa and Vike as a combo square, as well as Hug the 3 Fingers and Kill Midra. So we're definitely got some stuff where they'll possibly have to make it into sort of like late stages of the DLC. Abyssal Woods sort of stuff. But then also, again, Fia's Champs and Letta. I don't know if it just really depends on how long this match decides to go on. But that might be the last thing on the board that people will go after.
Yeah, I'm not too sure here. This is a bit of a open board, I would definitely say for sure. This is definitely going to come down to a lot more prep into mid-game and see how that goes. Ripple Blade here, not the worst pick here from Chris. Because the Ripple Blade does scale purely off of Arcane, so maybe he's looking to stat dump into Arcane primarily and then use the Ripple Blade as his weapon of choice. It is a smithing weapon, though, I believe. So, not sure if that's necessarily the best idea. Chris going to be a little bit late to the door here, though, as you're able to open the door right now. Chris then not getting the finger. But here we go. Players starting already. Let me go ahead and refresh the players as well real quick, just to make sure that everyone's up to speed for me here.
Does look like that both Parky and Swed are heading towards the 3 crosses Grace.
Yep. Gonna be going for the Great Katana check. It'll be interesting to see how that's gonna play out because with the Great Katana check, it can be any katana, not just Great Katana, and potentially it could be Uchigatana again, could be a Meteoric Ore Blade, which I like more personally. Could be, Serpent Bone Blade, which we know is probably one of the worst katanas you can get. Especially like when we saw Parky use it yesterday, knowing that it's a smithing weapon, but you can't change the affinity, you can't code it, you can't change the Ash of War. It's just it's not the greatest weapon out there. So it doesn't mean like the Great Katana check is a guaranteed good weapon check, pretty much.
All right, let's see. Oh, she's going straight for balls, it looks like.
Yeah, and so is Swed here. Oh, she finally turned off tutorials. Holy shit.
Let's go.
Let's go. Huge. Yeah, so both of them are going for balls here. I do think they're just grabbing the Grace and the Skidoo fragment off of the rip here, and then maybe going straight towards Roundtable, and then seeing if there's anything good at Roundtable, instead of going for the Great Katana check. I think that's incredibly fair. Now, however, if the Great Katana check gives you like Rakshasa's Great Katana, I feel like that's still worth checking out, especially if the Roundtable doesn't have anything good to offer. I think it wouldn't be like the worst idea at all. Yeah, I'm expecting they're both are going to sit down here probably and then go straight towards Roundtable is my guess. No, Parky grabbing the Grace and not going to be contesting balls at all. Actually, just going right past and going straight for TLEA instead here. Okay. Maybe doesn't want to be raced on balls like she did last match and just like, you know what, I'm just going to go for prep here. Prep is more worth my time. And honestly, I don't mind that call.
Morningstar, Ancient Meteoric Greatsword, Curved Club.
Yeah, nothing really great here.
Two-Finger Steel. Yeah.
He's going for the Curved Club. It's not a bad weapon, but it's not the greatest weapon either. Curved Club has good range, but is not. I would say it's a B tier weapon in this case. So yeah, Roundtable not having a lot to offer in this DLC bingo.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like you said, like he has the option of going back and checking that katana, checking that great katana, but is decided not to. Oh, also checking with the Greyside Plain Merchant here. See what else we can buy. Obviously, crafting kit.
That's why I don't like that jump down. Parky has to go on that secondary ledge first. She does that jump down a little too soon. It's really too risky. Here we have, though, Chris actually beating Aggie to the torrent. Maybe because Aggie checked Kale. I did miss that as we were checking Roundtable with V-Sweat here. I'm assuming Chris did not go for Kale at all, and that's why he's a little bit ahead here right now. In the base game side of bingo, going to be grabbing that golden seed and maybe the smithing stones here. I do wonder what they're both kind of aiming for. Like we said, base game doesn't really have anything rushable per se. Nope. It's very much just like setup city here for them. Parky here dying again to TLA skip. Unfortunate.
It's tough. It's really, really tough, especially if you take that riskier route.
Yeah. Sweat here still not going for balls though as well. So I think both kind of playing the game of chicken here with balls.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's going for that great katana check.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
Yep.
Went ahead and bought all the stones that he needs, just not committing to it yet.
God, that shit terrifies me.
Or is he going to the jail?
Oh yeah, he might be. Oh, he's grabbing the Ash of War here, the Savage Lion's Claw. Okay, he wants to put that on the curved club, I am assuming, and then that way he can put a different affinity on there. Chris here currently in Halleck Tree. Like I said, base game players are going to go for the setup game here. He's currently just going to go straight for that Somber 9 route, which makes complete sense, especially for this base game board. And I'm assuming Ag is going to do the same at some point as well. Maybe just currently checking merchants instead and getting some Limgrave presence, especially because there is kill 8 Limgrave bosses, so him having pre-made Grace pickups, I think will help out. So I think maybe he's just going to go ahead and do that and then grab a weapon afterwards and then just start bulldozing Limgrave bosses.
There's that Lord's Rune.
Oh, and the Turtle Talismans. That's why he's also going this direction here, going across that Saints Bridge. As Parky is currently down here, Aggie is going to be doing the Turtle Talisman with Parky here so they can get their first square on the board on row 3, where Swed now is working on balls using that Frost curved club. Not a bad idea at all, actually. Having the Savage Lion's Claw on that.
Couple of whiffs here and there, but almost died there. Smart, just get out of there.
That was a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting smacked around a little bit. Oh! There it is. The golf swing. Balls is going to the range and knocked V-Sweat out. Chris here checking the Greatsword. What do we get?
What do we got?
Greatsword of Solitude. That is pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
That's a chunky one.
That's a good weapon. That's a really good weapon. Yeah, here comes the Turtle Talisman for Aggie. Going to be using that one stone sword key that he has. And then Parky going to be grabbing that Turtle Talisman as well, pretty much at the same exact time. This is a nice co-op square pickup for both players because they're both literally getting it at the exact same time. There it is, marked by Parky. First square on the board, Aggenharbor going to be going for 1-0.
And her also, like, the fact that they had that same square just in the last match makes it so that she knows exactly where it is this time, not getting mixed up.
But also means that Swed has enough time to take down balls. He knows he's not contested anymore, so he can take his time with this fight, make sure that he gets those riposts and those charged R2s. He's got to be careful here of the glint blades. Misses that second charged R2. Has to be careful. Those glint blades aren't going to come down now.
Ooh.
Misses a charged R2. Nice jump. Has to do a second charged R2 here. Misses it again. Has to be careful. Not greeted. There is a... Oh,
there we go.
There's a slash. Stomp. Stagger now. Okay,
nice.
This is... He should have it now. He should have it now. There it is.
Nice. Nice.
V-Swed grabbing a square for Team Wetsock. Going to be killing balls in front of Castle Ensis.
Very, very good. 1-1 at this point.
I don't think either of the base game players have checked Roundtable yet for weapons. We've only seen DLC players check. And so I'm really curious as to what their options are, because last match we did see Starfist for the base game players, and that is an insanely powerful weapon.
Let's see, Chris going ahead and going to EG.
Yep. Grabbing
getting
all
his
those
bombers.
stones. Oh, he's going for the... Yeah.
Greatsword of Solitude. Excellent.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, honestly, white check Roundtable if you have Greatsword of Solitude. It genuinely is a great weapon. It has a great move set, has really strong damage. Why not? I don't disagree with that call at all. You know, why waste time going Roundtable if you have a perfectly viable weapon already?
Absolutely.
And for Aggie in this case, though. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, just spending a lot of the time just making sure that all of his stats are ready to go to be able to use it properly.
Yeah, yeah. Aggie grabbing
Aggie
some
now grabbing money and heading back to Roundtable.
Yo, what's it called? Jinx? Yeah, there we go.
Yes,
Holy.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. My brain freezes sometimes. It's fine. It's me. It's not you. You know what I mean?
Great stars.
Oh, that's a huge one. That is actually better than Greatsword of Solitude, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But you would need to get the smithing stones. That's the only bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going for it. I don't blame him.
That's the only bummer. Grabbing those smithing stones is going to be a pain. Dude, Great Stars is so tempting, but I don't know if it's worth it. I'll be honest. I don't know if it's worth it.
It just depends, like, what the board is. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a whole lot of, like we said at the beginning, the board is a lot of, like, mid to late game stuff. So if he can kind of find synergy in ways that he can, like, continue, like, complete goals while also grabbing the stones that he needs, then it could be okay, but it requires thinking ahead a lot.
There's a lot of killing. I think the +9 weapon will definitely outshine Great Stars. Even if I have Great Stars at +16 or +12, Chris will just outperform. He will. Yeah. That's just what's going to happen here. Because +9 obviously is just going to outperform in that regard. On this specific board, like I think if there was some killing, but not like having 6 bosses in Caelid, 8 bosses in Limgrave, clear 4 Evergaols. That's 3 tree spirits. You know, that's a lot of bosses for little squares. You know what I mean? That is, what is that, 14, 18, 21 things to kill on 4 squares.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the other part of it, too, is, like, the risk-reward of it. Like, I feel like Chris got really lucky finding that Greatsword.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think Aggie even checked. And it's impossible to know unless you check.
Yeah. And that's also the kind of the gamble you go for, right? It's like, okay, well, do I actually do that Greatsword check? It is right next to the Melina Grace. Is it worth checking that real quick, or is it just worth biting the bullet and just going with what I see first and just, rocking with that? Yeah. I don't think Great Stars is necessarily a bad pick, but just in comparison to Chris, it is just going to be outperformed. Rough. Yeah, that's the big thing here.
Well, let's see if Aggie is able to make it work, though, because it could work. There's a chance of it actually working out.
Parky going immediately for Lightning Ram early here with the Morning Star. That is interesting.
Baseball
this is going to be really hard.
She's lurking. She's spawn camping.
Quite literally. Oh, she did get a hit though. That was not a lot of damage.
No.
She did get a hit, but she is definitely just like lurking behind the tree. If she gets a charge dart too, I think that would be better. But the timing's just obviously hard.
And
tried going for that charge dart too. Sadly, does not work out.
Yeah, a little too late. And I don't know how many flasks she has, so
she has 10 more, so she should be fine.
Okay.
Sweat here going to be grabbing the ashes here. Is there an ashes square? Yeah, there is. Acquire level 5 revered ash. So yeah, he's grabbing that and just like doing a little bit of collectathon for himself. She does get another hit here, which is nice. Hopefully she gets some lightning strikes to hit that lightning ram as well, because it does do a little bit of damage on that lightning ram itself. Aggie here just grabbing some more stones, trying to get this Great Stars on board.
Swing! Oh.
Little too soon. That lightning strike did hit, though. Parky just like, never mind. Screw this. This is stupid. Oh! She's second-guessing herself, but not necessarily fully committing to the pivot. Unless?
Blessed? No.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Now she's like, okay. Yeah.
But at least she has the grace for next time.
Yeah, for sure. She's already made the trip.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, we're doing the skip again.
Okay, round table here. Aggie going to be upgrading. Chris here going into the first grace here, which is going to be, I think he's going to go for the explosive physics square. Since he did kill that Urtree avatar. Excuse me, by the way. And going to go for the explosive physic on this Bofa.
Bofo.
Good old Bofo. Why is it Bofo for you, by the way?
I think it was like the first time I commentated for Bingo. I said Bofo instead of Bofa, and I'll never forget it. So
just a scar in your brain.
Yeah, it's permanently altered my brain chemistry.
Here we go, and Pepe boom. Can I get 3 big booms?
Boom!
Boom! Boom! There we go. That row 4 now is activated.
Yep. Yeah, Wet Sock is set up pretty well, and Sweat has already gotten some work done on that level 5 Revered Ash. And then all Chris has to do is finish off 8 more bosses in Limgrave, and then I guess he can get to Misbegotten Crusader pretty quickly, yeah?
Yeah, we do have a consecrated snowfield grace here, and he does have the stones to go with Somber 9. I don't think he's Somber 9 just yet. Just looking at his damage right now, that is definitely not a Somber 9. But I think he's going to go for Limgrave bosses and then use all of that money to go to Somber 9.
Yeah.
And then go for Misbegotten. So this might be honestly a really fast row 4 bingo if Aggie does not pick up on this Limgrave bosses square. But I think he has, because he's going for Margit right now, which does give the most money, second to most money in Limgrave besides Godric. But he's already 2 bosses behind because Chris has killed Tree Sentinel. He's now going for Watchdog right afterwards. Yep. So deciding on which Limgrave bosses you're going for can honestly decide this whole square. But again, this is what I mentioned before, by the way, with the never mind, actually. I throw everything I say out the window because I forgot that Chris got Physick Flask. I was about to say, when Aggie went for the Turtle Tasman, he does have more graces. But Chris also got the Physick Flask, so never mind. They both have East Coast Limgrave unlocked for bosses. Otherwise, that would have been a huge advantage.
Oh, those great stars. Like, when the bleed procs, it's beautiful.
Yep.
Works out really, really well.
That might be the one saving grace for Aggie here, is having those bleed procs with the great stars.
Boom. 1 down, mark it down.
So yeah,
and the talisman pouch, true.
Yeah, that's also nice. That is also nice. I agree. There it is. 5 revered ash for Team Wet Sock now. That row 4 looking devastating. Parky just grabbed a revered ash and sees that it's being marked. She's like, okay, well, that just wasted some time grabbing that. But luckily she didn't commit too much time, I believe, towards that square. So now all she has to do is pretty much rely on Aggie at this point to block that, because there's only 2 base game squares that are left in row 4. So nothing she can really do about that, which means what is she going to do next? Maybe progress / block instead. We have DLC Spirit Ashes. We've got Perfume Bottles, 3 unique NPC invaders. Those are pretty quick. Not the Perfume Bottles, but the invaders are pretty quick. So that's something that you can maybe pull off here. Aggie going not for more Limgrave bosses, but going to Altus. Maybe he's going to be grabbing that Smithing Bell Bearing to grab some more Smithing 3s and 4s to like really bulldoze Limgrave bosses, because that is a problem. Or maybe he's like, you know what, Chris might be working on Limgrave bosses. Let me front load my damage, and I'm going to go for Misbegotten Crusader instead of trying to contest Limgrave bosses. I think that's maybe what he's thinking.
Yeah, I could absolutely imagine him going after the bell bearing that's down in the cave down in here. After the duo, also unlock. He'll get the grace before after this duo here, so he can come back here later if need be.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing is just getting this weapon online so he can go handle a consecrated snowfield boss.
I'm going to remind chat here also, again, real quick, this format is very, very new. A lot of these players haven't had enough practice yet in general, getting a feel for the 2v2 base game DLC format. So there's a lot of learning happening while you're seeing these matches. Normally for a lot of bingo seasons, you have players practicing a month, 2 months in advance before the season even starts, and so a lot of strategies, a lot of synergies are already found, a lot of ways to go about the squares are already found, and in this case right now you're pretty much seeing them practice this format live, so it is definitely very different in that case.
Yeah, it's a really interesting way of thinking at this point. Oh, he finds the Greatsword.
Yeah, which is a little late.
Yeah.
He does look a little annoyed, but honestly, in this case, yeah, Chris already has 4 Limgrave bosses. If Aggie does go for Somber 9 Greatsword of Solitude, he could, and it wouldn't be a bad idea. The only problem then would be, or the only best call for Aggie would be then, though, is that he does go for Misbegotten Crusader.
Yeah, I think that's his only shot. And yeah, he bailed on going after that bell bearing. He was halfway down and decided not to.
Yeah, this is looking tough.
Chris going after Pumpkinhead. Tons of damage. Jeez. Melting him.
That is 5 already. Chris is really going for all of the fast Limgrave bosses right now, not wasting any time. And I mean, it's expected from a Greatsword of Solitude build.
It was really, really, really lucky that he decided to look at that Greatsword drop and managed to get the Greatsword of Solitude. That I feel like that really locked in this strat.
Yeah, and as we see now, Aggie also has that Greatsword of Solitude equipped, so he is definitely swapping. I do hope he makes the decision, though, to go for Misbegotten Crusader over going for Limgrave bosses.
Yeah. If he goes for Limgrave bosses, I think that's a significant misplay.
I think he knows. I think he knows that going for Limgrave bosses is not a good choice, but it is still a guessing game. Is Chris investing a lot of time into Limgrave bosses, or is he going to go for the quick Misbegotten Crusader first and then have Aggie race him on Limgrave bosses?
All right, back to Altus, and he's got the Solitude Greatsword to +4, I believe.
I think he's grabbing the 5 and 6 from Old Altus Tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time he gets this weapon to +9, Chris is going to have all Limgrave bosses killed that he needs, and then it's not going to be an advantage anymore in Misbegotten Crusader. This is going to be really, really bad. This is really bad for Team Aggenharbor, for sure.
This could be a really, really fast match.
Yeah.
Parky is going after the 3 unique NPC invaders, looks like. But getting clapped by Queeline.
Yep, getting burned alive by Queeline here. This is definitely tough. This is just a lot of pressure early on that is really hard to put out now at this point.
What's crazy is the fact that like when we initially saw this board, we were just like, oh, there's nothing really rushable, and then look, we're 20 minutes in, and we've almost got a bingo already.
Yeah.
Wild.
Misbegotten Crusader will be a bit of a tough fight for both players because it is consecrated snowfield, so that will be one-shot territory for both players regardless. So, yeah.
There's Knight's Cav done. One more boss for Chris.
One more boss indeed. He's going for what it seems to be possibly the Deathbird here. And that's going to put Aggie in some hot water, trying to then clear Misbegotten before Chris does.
Mm-hmm. Chris looking at his options here. What's Sweat up to? What's he doing? I think he's just chilling.
I think he's just looking for like good talismans to run with the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the Deathbird, already a stagger on it as well. Nice charged R2s. Should be getting the repose still. Okay, Aggie did get the stones, I believe, and they just like died in the tunnel so they can get out as fast as possible. There it is, 8 Limgrave bosses. So now it is genuinely just a race to Misbegotten Crusader, and Chris is going for it.
Yep, here we go.
Chris is going for it. That is a very, very tough square to block now.
Chris is very excited too.
I think he's also he's excited, but he's also nervous, right? Because he's like, dude, now I have to try and clutch this up now, this early into a bingo. Oh, maybe he's not going for it.
He's thinking.
He's going back to Limgrave here. Aggie here, I think, fighting the Stone Digger Troll because he wants some money, which would make sense. And yeah, Chris not going for the Misbegotten Crusader and possibly risking dying a bunch and just forcing Aggie to go for it, but instead going to be going for I don't know. What is he going for? Evergaol's, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense. He's got the time, and it is going to force Aggie to go after that Crusader.
Yeah.
All right, Lake of Rot to get the 8, I believe, the 7 or the 8.
Yeah, he's going to be grabbing Somber 7 and 8 here from the Lake of Rot. Chris here, I think, just going for like the easier option, which is just, hey, you know what, Misbegotten Crusader, I might have a skill issue on this. I'm not sure. This is really early into the match. I don't have a lot of health. I'm just going to go ahead and go for some easier stuff instead. That way, I can just guarantee more and more pressure, including Column 5 in this case, where this is all base game as well. Column 5 is full base game at this point.
This is a base game match, I feel like. Though Swed is going after DLC. Oh,
yeah, Swed and Parky both having some queen line issues here. Queen line, like I said yesterday, a bit of a meanie. A bit of a bit of a devastating Andy.
That the Queen Line Greatsword has got a gigantic range, ton of damage. Getting tail whipped. Ooh.
This will be Chris's second Evergaol.
Nice. Done. Crucible Knight down. And yeah, Aggie and Consecrated Snowfield. Going for a Misbegotten Crusader. Let's see how it goes. I think he got the sword up to +8 at least. I didn't catch a +9.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Okay, but Aggie is going for Misbegotten Crusader here now, yeah. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know, man.
Wait, did he not have a stone sword key?
Oh no.
Oh no. I don't think he had one.
I think
Yeah, he's
does he
gotta go
need
get
one
one.
or does he need two? I don't remember.
I think it's one.
Yeah.
Well, and Chris started the match with a stone. That was his gift item when he picked his character.
Yeah, because you need them for Old Altus Tunnel.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chris doesn't have any keys either. So I guess maybe that's why he didn't go for it right away. But now Chris does have money where he could buy them, but instead he's like, I'm just gonna go for Evergails. I think maybe he realized he didn't have keys, and that's why he poured it out. And he's like, what, I was gonna go for Evergails instead, because I might lose that race now if I go buy keys.
Right. Because he probably also guessed that Aggie was not going to go after all 8 Limgrave bosses. Or at the very least, once he actually got that square on the board, he was going to immediately book it towards Misbegotten Crusader.
Okay, looks like Parky is going to be aiming for that Acquire the Scorpion Stew, so she's fighting Dancing Line right now with the Morningstar. Not a lot of damage, it looks like, though, from this Morningstar. This is going to be a little bit of a tough fight. Hopefully she feels comfortable in this fight. I personally don't. This fight is a big pain in my cheeks.
It's a tough one. It's super, super tough. Especially just the camera is... I feel like this is a camera boss.
It's a little bit of a camera boss.
The flips and stuff.
Oh! Wait, did Sweat intentionally push him off the cliff there? What was that? That technically NPCs are not supposed to be gravity killed.
Oops.
Not sure. I'm not sure if that was a forced fall or if it was just accidental.
Judges? Refs?
Yeah, I'm not sure. How full health was the NPC? Half? Okay. I'll allow it. There is a rule that if it's not intended, if it's genuinely you're just fighting and it's not intended, that it's okay. 70%. This is practice matches technically. Should we be sticklers if it's practice matches?
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, he knocked him off of the cliff, and he had about 80% of his health. I'm going back and looking at his VOD.
I'll let Swed know. This will tell Aggie and Parky though, I guess. Maybe I just DM him.
I'll let you make that call.
Yeah, no, I'll do that. I did ping him,
Aggie,
so hopefully he sees it. Aggie on Misbegotten Crusader here. We'll get the block.
Done. Got him.
Very nice block here from Aggie. GG's to Aggie here, blocking that row 4 bingo. I let Swed know that you would have to get another Invader, so he has to unmark it. There's a little scuffed, I won't lie. There's a little scuff, chat. So if he doesn't unmark it right away, it'd be what it'd be, all right? This is a practice for fun match. We're not going to be sticklers on, like, 3 seconds or whatever. I can go into the Discord and tell Sweat. Yeah, if you don't mind, Mitch, that'd be appreciated. Yeah, go for it. Just let him know he has to unmark it, and he has to go for one more thing. 30 Arcane here as well from Aggie as well, blocking out that column 5 and that row 5. Saying it was unintentional. I'm aware, but if you're hitting it at the edge and you know he's gonna fall over, That to me is a bit intentional. You have to pull him away from the edge. The rule is no NPC gravities. So even if you're hitting him, if he rolled over the edge, it would be different. But a hit over the edge, I think that's intentional. If the NPC rolled, that is out of your control. That's just AI. If you're hitting him, that is intentional.
It's all good though. We will continue looking and seeing how we're doing with the rest of the match.
Yep. So like I said, Swedge just has to get one more Invader. He can get that square back. It's just that that one just doesn't count. Ancient Dragon Man here for Swed right now. And yeah, Aggenharbor working on Evergaols, but that was just marked here by Chris like a minute ago. So I'm wondering why. Oh, Crucible Knights.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay. Right? Am I crazy?
Yeah. Crucible Knights in the bottom left corner.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep. So it would be that one. Would the what's the Crucible Knight in Raw Ruins? Is that the one in the DLC?
Yeah, that's Devonia. Yep, that's one of the Crucible Knights. So it'd be Siluria, Ordovis, and Devonia, or the 3 Crucible Knights.
Yeah.
Also, the invaders in this game are going to be more Queeline, Ancient Dragon Man, Hornsent is another invader.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
So, and it's Invader versus NPC, correct?
Yeah.
So, like the guy who gives you the claw attack, I can't remember the name of the weapon type. The one that's like in Gravesite Plains off to the
does not count.
Right.
That because he's not invading. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just walking around.
Parky sadly gets absolutely Hoarfrost stomped, and dies, by the way. That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so much happening this match. What the hell?
This is the thing. This is what I remember from the last time. I think it was season 3 when the last time we had 2v2. Where it was just a lot of information all at once.
Yeah.
But it is really exciting. It's really fun to like jump back and forth between all 4.
Sweat dice the Ancient Dragon Man too.
Ooh.
Dude, I like the DLC weapons right now are not pulling their weight. And I think both players are kind of having a hard time with the current weapons, which is fair. I mean, Morningstar on the DLC ain't too hot, especially if you like. Honestly, if Parky would get Savage Lion's Claw though and put that on there, she could have Frost and Bleed, so that would be a huge bonus. But she hasn't done that yet, unfortunately. She did buy armor now, so hopefully that does allow her to tank a couple more hits. That was a really close fight.
41 damage. Oof.
Yeah, it's not great. No one has done the Great Katana check, though, right? Am I crazy?
No.
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
They just decided that, who cares?
Apparently, it's a little nuts here. Tree Spirit's here for Aggie now, after getting that Misbegotten block, which is huge in 30 Arcane. Chris here working on... he just got some stones. I think he didn't have the stones for his Greatsword of Solitude, so he's doing that right now, actually.
Oh, the Savage Lion's Claw is such a good Ash 4. So being very aggressive with Ancient Dragon Man.
Yeah, I feel like he has to. He doesn't want to lose too much time, especially after that Invader situation. He just wants to make sure that he actually gets the damage that he needs. Or not the damage, but the clears that he needs. Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. Kills Ancient Dragon. What's the weapon?
What do we got?
Uchi Katana. Okay. You know what? That is better than what he's currently rocking, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, lightning dancing lion is not fun.
From what I understand, the lightning strikes for this phase are not actually random. It's just really, really hard to see from your vantage point. Like if you do like a camera break and like look down, they're like always in the same position.
Interesting.
But it's just really hard to tell that from where the camera is situated.
Yeah. It's kind of like when people didn't know that Death Threat Bird, whenever it does like the explosion attack, that it's always like in a star shape.
Yep, and it's always facing the same direction.
Yeah.
You just have to like look at the compass.
Chris here currently doing Celia Town Skip, going for possibly Crystallian Trio? Is that what he's looking at? Nah. Maybe just grabbing the Grace here, maybe grabbing a Sacred Tier on top of that. It is a boss in Kaled, so Trio and Kaled bosses, that does work together at the very least. But I was expecting that out of all the options here. Looks like he is going for it. Yeah, he's throwing a dagger at it. He's maybe just grabbing the Grace. I'm not sure. Halfway here for Parky on this Dancing Lion. And now Sweat is on Dancing Lion as well.
Yep, they're both going for this stew.
Uh-oh.
But Sweat is also doing about the same amount of damage, so Parky's pretty well ahead.
Yeah, this is Frost versus Bleed pretty much is what we're looking at right now. Sweat is working on all 207 bosses hitless, so he should be pretty comfortable, I would say, with this fight. But I guess we will see, as it is always different when you're doing hitless versus doing challenge runs.
Absolutely. Well, and especially because like you're optimized when you're doing a hitless run. This is not an optimal situation.
Okay. Sweat is slowly catching up a little bit on the damage here, but Parky should be getting a stagger very soon. Nice charged R2. Nice, another charged R2. Gets frostbitten, but that's okay. That's okay. There it is. Nice jumping R2. Go. Gets the riposte. Bleed proc here. Okay, so now currently might be a little bit more in Parky's favor here. Currently only a quarter left on this Dancing Lion. Not in the lightning phase anymore either, so it's going to make it a lot easier for herself. Actually, sorry, Frost. Sweat currently in lightning phase, probably the hardest phase, but dude, those charge R2s are chunking, and he is making sure that he gets those punishes in. Nice dagger. Yeah, Sweat is catching up here.
Yep, he sure is.
Oh no. Oh boy. This is not looking good for Parky. This is not looking good for Parky.
Oh, that would be so... because the amount of time that she's been spending on this boss already, and Sweat is already...
Oh, no. This is so unfortunate.
So unless Sweat gets tagged here...
No. Oh! Oh!
Oh! Oh! Oh! Nope.
Nope, there it is. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's devastating for Parky.
And there it goes. Yeah, that is good. Oh, man, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Yeah.
Well done, Swed, though.
Well
he's got to get the mask, though. He's got to get the mask. I don't think he actually picked up the mask.
No, he did. He did?
He did?
He made sure that he picked it up, yeah. He just has to put it on, though. Putrid Trio there for Chris. GG's to Chris for getting that Putrid Trio. 3 Tree Spirits here from Aggie now. Blocking out that column 1. Very nice. 6-4 for Wetsock at this moment. Parky does die.
Yeah.
Gets comboed.
And Sweat's just about to mark it.
Dude, I beg of Parky to do the Great Katana check, man. Go for a better weapon, please, dude. Check the weapon. Okay, now Aggie here going to be working
really
towards...
not cutting it.
What is he working towards? Maybe Elemer? There it is, Scorpion Stew.
There it is.
So unfortunate, man.
Yeah, she's getting out of there.
Dude, it's just like knowing your weapons, I think, is like a huge reason or not a huge reason, is a huge factor in playing bingo. Is like knowing which weapons are good for which situations, and which ones are you also comfortable with. Because, yeah, this is tough. Trying to learn a weapon while you're trying to bingo is insanely infuriating. I've done it before, and it's not fun. Because you're like, dude, I don't even know how this weapon works. I'm getting my ass handed to me right now, and I'm under pressure. You know.
Absolutely,
It's tough.
Yeah. So the question is whether or not she will decide to check for another weapon or not. But it's so tricky, especially like when you're in the moment. You know, it's brain scrambling.
Yep.
All right. So what's Swed gonna go after this?
Oh, it looks like, okay, Aggie and Chris are actually racing here on Elemer, but Aggie is a little bit ahead here compared to Chris on the Elemer squad. This might be a nice little pickup again from Team Aggenharbor, blocking out that column 3 and, tying up this board a little bit more and catching up to Wet Sox here with the current 3-square lead. Sweaty are working on Golden Hippo. Maybe because of NPC invaders?
Yeah, so I can get Horn Scent. Because you can get the Horn Scent invasion right after this, correct?
Yeah. You help Letta invade Horn Scent. Although I'm not sure if that technically counts. You would have to actually invade Letta and help Horn Scent. That would be an invasion. Because then I think Letta's red. If you kill a Horn Scent, then no one is red. That's not really an invasion. You're invading. You're not...
you're the invader.
Yeah, you're in the invader, not being invaded.
Interesting. I hope he knows that.
We'll see.
Yep. Back to the Ram.
We are back to the Ram, dude. This time, hopefully, a bit more damage. We did get a hit there. Okay, way better damage than last time. Ram, It is Elemer already really low for Aggie here. God dang. Chris right now walking up to the fog ball. Well, it is too late. There it is.
Ripped
Boom.
up.
Elemer of the Briar being marked by Aggenharbor. Chris here just entering the fight and getting sniped on that square.
Yep. Just missed it.
Very nice.
The hippo fight.
And now it looks like that Aggie might be contesting Caled bosses here, being like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm just going to go for the last base game square that I can go for. I'm going to go for bosses. And not a bad call at all. Chris does have an advantage here with 2 bosses already killed in Caled. But I think Aggie here is just trying to do, damage control at this point, trying to just make sure that Aggenharbor can get back into the game. While Parky tries to get this Lightning Ram as well to block out row 5.
Man, it's this match could have ended very, very quickly if Chris had decided to rush that Misbegotten Crusader square, but decided to play the long game.
Yeah, and Chris here fighting Commander Nile and dying.
Ooh, yeah.
I think not really respecting the soldiers. Not at all. Getting shot the whole time in the face while he's trying to fight the commander. Not really a good idea, especially on this low health that he has. So I think he either just goes for the baboosh strat here, or he takes care of those soldiers first before he tries to fight Commander Nile.
Yeah.
Or O'Neill, sorry.
O'Neill.
Is that O'Neill?
No, it's O'Neill.
Oh, it is O'Neill. Okay. And there we have it, though. Okay, there it is. The giant lightning ramp for Parky now. Huge. GG's to Parky. That is 3 squares now on row 5. So if they can get NPC invaders now, they might have a little bit of a threat to work with here.
There you go.
And yeah, Aggie here is going to kill Radon so he can have access for Underground. So he has access to Ardovis and Siluria in the same spot because there are both Crucible types right before Gargoyles. And I think he's really banking on that fact. And so he's going for Radon here for a Caled boss, and then also trying to go for those 2 Crucibles at the same time. While Parky here is probably going to work towards Invaders.
That makes sense. Sticking with the Morning Star. least for now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, dude. Dude.
All right, there's O'Neal is done.
No, Swed just did the wrong invasion.
Oh, Swed did the wrong invasion.
Oh, man. I hate incidences like this. I really do. I fucking hate this.
Yep, that's
Oh no. Yo, no!
Gotta unmark it. Gotta unmark it.
Fuck! Yo, Mitch, you wanna deliver some bad news?
Mitch!
Oh no, dude. I feel bad, man. That is
but
tough.
In a tournament situation though, like that would be a forfeiting the square situation. Is that correct?
Yeah, that would technically be a forfeit. And this is something like, dude, this has never really happened in this case, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mitch. I appreciate it, man. Dude, and like this is practice. Again, we've talked about this is practice, you know? People haven't played bingo since October. So people are like, there's rules that have been forgotten. There's things that maybe feel a bit, vague or not sure. But yeah, this is something that did come up in season 4 where there's a question. It's like, well, can I have, like Leda is invading Hornsent and we're helping Hornsent. That is an invader. And I was like, yes, but if you are invading Hornsent and helping Leda, you are the invader. You are not defeating an invader. You are the invader. That's a completely different thing. And that was something that was talked about. It is niche, however. And that's tough. That's just tough.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules. But then again, keep in mind, chat, this is a fun bingo weekend. This is not tournament style. This is not some serious business. Things happen. People learn. It is tough. It is
but
tough.
it's also but it is a great way to, like, again, new format, testing things out, making sure that we like work out the kinks now.
Yeah.
Is there another NPC that's what could go after?
After he killed Hornsent, I'm not sure anymore. He could still technically do Ansbach's storyline where he has Leda invade Ansbach. That is also still an option.
Yeah.
Jolanne and Anna. Yeah,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Jolanne and
Yola,
Anna is also an option.
Yeah, Tialier. Yep.
Aggie and Parker asking for a ref in chat. They are so confused. Let me hop in. I'll hop in real quick. Hello.
Hi.
You guys are asking for a ref. There are no refs, so I'm here.
That's fine.
So what's the situation with invaders? Like, they can't get it?
Okay, so first off, when Swed marked it, yeah, he forced more off the cliff. That's obviously not legal. And then after that, he invaded with Leda, so he's the invader, not defeating the invader.
Oh,
so he marked it wrong again. So he would be, I'm not sure if it's locked out or not necessarily. I don't know. Treat it like, I'm going to tell Sweat that he can still go for an invader. Okay. So treat it like it's still available to him and to you guys.
Okay.
All right.
He just hasn't done the square properly.
Correct. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
Eggy, I have Queen Line. I could go.
Yo, Swed, I know it seems frustrating, but
no, it's fine, dude.
So here's the thing. It is still available to you. So if you can still get another invader, it is still open to you. I told Ag and Parky that as well. So you have options still. Jolanne and Anna. You still have Ansbach if you do the Leda invasion for that. But you have to be killing an invader, not be the invader. I'm assuming Mitch already told you.
Maybe. I'm just trying to do Devonia right now.
Is it not who invaded the other world and they're invading? They're an NPC invader?
No, because when you are invading with Leda, when you are invading with Leda, you are red. You are the invader. You're invading Hornsent. But if you're defending Hornsent, you're defeating an invader, which is Leda. It's two different things.
Okay.
And this is something that we discussed in season 4. It was kind of glossed over because no one really did this. But this was
season 4. You could also have more fall off the cliff. I'm pretty sure.
True.
Well, yeah, but in this case, no. In this case, Sweat. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. God damn it. Sweat hit more over the cliff, more than just roll over the side. That's different.
No, it happened. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue with what did and didn't happen. It's up to you to decide what you want. It's your league,
Yeah.
but it happened in season 3 or 4. Sorry. But
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
said,
but
it's up to you.
that's when more rolled over the edge though. That is different.
Sure. Yeah. whatever you say.
That's like more involuntary AI rolling more than just like forcing it off the cliff. That's why I said it didn't count in that regard. But like I said, this is practice match. You know, it is what it is. It's still open to you. Technically, if it was an official match, it wouldn't be open.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, duh. But yeah, anyways, it's still open, so you're more than welcome to still contest it.
Thanks.
No problem. Oh my God. I'm back.
Oh man, welcome back. The stream that you're sharing with me got
Oh!
closed.
Yeah,
Wanna
yeah,
restart
sorry.
For me.
There we go.
There we go.
And we're back. I know they're tilted, but that's the thing. It's like, this is something that was discussed, okay? And that's why, like, I had a huge problem with, like, here's the thing, and this is something that's really hard to deal with, and I understand the frustration, but when people complain about NPCs just being gravity cheese and that being boring, I understand that sentiment. So you have to make a rule for that, right? And if you're making a rule for that, it has to be crystal clear, and that's also really tough. And then it's being like, well, if they're really close to the edge of an area, how do I have them not fall off? And the ruling standing, well, if they roll off and it's not intentional, that counts. But if you are hitting them and they fall off, that's your fault. You hit them. So
yeah, I went back in the VOD and looked, and it was very, very clear that Swed was pushing the NPC off of the cliff.
Yeah. So it's just that's just how it is. That's how it's been discussed. And if you're going to knock them off the edge, then, you know, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
It's
okay though. It's fine.
It's a practice match. At the end of the day, there is no prize pool. You're not playing for money. This is just to get practice for Bingus and have fun and show off a cool format. So, you know, it's not the end of the world.
And who knows, like, if we end up doing a tournament of this later on, like, this square might not even show up. But it's good to get the rules clarified.
Yeah.
So that once the league actually gets into, like, a really more official, higher stake situation, that this sort of thing does not happen.
And that's the thing, is like, it's very niche too, because there are a lot of NPCs that can't be gravity cheesed. So it's only a few. So it's not like it's a convoluted rule, or if it's a difficult thing to understand. It's very straightforward, I would say.
Yep.
But yeah, we have Parky here on Moore right now, trying to contest that. We have Chris here on Radon as well, trying to get access to that Crucible Knight that is going to be downstairs. And it looks like that Aggie might be actually opting into not the Crucible Siluria that is downstairs, but the Crucible Siluria that is in the capital instead.
Sure. Is that the one that's in the Rotunda?
What the hell's a Rotunda?
Like the one that's... A Rotunda is a round building.
Uh,
the one that's like next to the elevator back to the beginning of the capital. The one that's like in front of a golden rune.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Staring at the one that's like staring at a wall.
Yeah.
Rotunda D's okay, chat.
All right, and we have a Sweat here. I think going out to Emir. He has a lot of invaders, sadly, out of the way. Here it is. Chris getting 6 Caleb bosses and killing Radon at the same time. So that's an 8th square here for Wet Sock. Aggie here going for DTS still. Going to be trying to go for those Crucible Knights. Devonia is dead for Swed. I don't think Devonia is dead for Aggenharbor here. So this could still be a nice block for Wet Sock to stop that row 5.
I'm sorry. I'm like staring. Like I'm looking at chat.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Peeking like arguing about Rotunda.
I am very much digesting the whole NPC thing right now in my brain, and just being like, what are the rules? Is it clear? Does everybody know? You know, whenever something like that happens, I genuinely get a little anxious because there are a lot of rules. There is a lot of things that can be forgotten / maybe be unclear or whatever.
And it never feels good to have to uncheck a square. It's confusing.
And that's the thing too, is like, I don't want to piss
yeah.
off my players, I don't want to have them like not like bingo, and that's the thing. It's just like, there are specific, opinions sometimes from the bingo players themselves. They're like, some people think this is not fun. Some people think these things are fun. Some people think that the cheeses are really fun. Some people think that the cheeses are really lame and take away from the skill of the game. So it's like those things that you have to weigh as someone who makes formats and makes rules, to be like, okay, like, is that within the interest of, also the audience and as commentators, or is that in the interest of the players,
Yep. I mean, it really just depends on like the format, because there are some formats and some like I'm thinking like for like Team Hitless, quitting out is not allowed for a hitless run, like an official hitless run from Team Hitless. You're not allowed to quit out, but it's very much totally okay in speedrunning, totally okay in this.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of like making sure that everybody is like agreeing to the same rules, agreeing to understanding how things are defined, and then going from there.
This
And
bird.
no matter how niche.
Sorry.
No
Okay.
matter how niche it gets.
Yeah.
Finishing my thought.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
This bird is being stupid.
Yeah, this bird is being absolutely obnoxious for Parky, sadly. There's only like one more hit on Ancient Dragon, but this bird is not giving her a break, like, at all. There we go, though. Taken care of. And Swed now currently in Shadowkeep. I think he is going to be trying to go for just some more of the co-op squares. Also, there's still DLC Spirit Ashes, so he might be going for the Ashes in the Rafters here. Aggie here kind of struggling on DTS. This is giving Chris the option to possibly block out that Crucible Knight Square. There it is, the mark, though, from Parky, grabbing that unique Kill 3 NPC square. And that is going to be a huge pressure now in row 5, but I do not think that they're going to get that square. Parky is going to be going for Devonia here at this point, though.
Yeah. How many types is it? 4? 3 or 4?
3. It's just 3.
3.
So Ardovis, Silurian, or Devonia are the 3. So Hammer,
Okay.
Spear, and Greatsword.
Yeah. And Aggenharbor only has sword at this point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chris does beat out Parky in this case. She still has a lot of traveling to do. Crystal has a good amount of traveling as well, but obviously it's going to be a lot easier for him to clear with a +9 weapon than it is for her on a Morningstar versus Devonia. I don't think that's going to go very well, especially because Devonia doesn't bleed. As a Crucible Knight, They could Frost, but they can't bleed.
Yeah. And just like it's late part of the DLC as well. It's she's beefy. There we go. Now DTS is down.
There we go. Does Capital give them anything besides Crucible types? Crucible Tree Sentinel Duo is still available. I guess he gets access to Fia's potentially if he goes through Moog Sewers. Also Hug the 3 Fingers.
Yeah,
so yeah, there's
3 fingers and Fia's. Yeah,
that is nice. That is nice. All this drama because Chris didn't go for the bingo. Honestly, yeah. True.
Yeah, if this we would have if Chris had gone for the Misbegotten Crusader at the beginning, this would have been over 40 minutes ago. But then that's we're playing some Minkus. That's the whole point.
Hey, at the very least, here's the thing. This is one thing I always try to I always try to have a positive outlook on anything that happens, right? In this case, because this incident happened and it happened live, I guarantee you nobody else in the league will fuck that up. Nobody else. and invading NPC invaders, everyone will know, okay, I can't do this, I can't do that now. It is going to be burned in their brain, right? So at the very least, I'm looking at it that way.
Yep. All right, Parky making her way through the ruins.
Yeah. Chris is also really close. Chris is already, yeah. I don't see Parky getting this. I just don't. Very, very unlikely. Unless Chris dies or something.
Yeah. Well, and this is the one that can just like fall off, right?
Yeah. Yep. If you get it to half health, you can then kind of stand next to the edge and it can fall off. And that would be illegal because it's not an NPC or a boss. You're not allowed to gravity kill NPCs or bosses. This is neither. This is just an enemy. So if he does gravity kill, that would be legal. Assisting NPCs in defeating Leda counts as killing an NPC invader on the website. Thank you very much, Say. I feel vindicated. There's the block, though, from Chris. Wet Sock. There it is.
Done.
Very well, nice block there from Wet Sock. I feel vindicated. It is there. I knew it. Not my fault.
Yes, my usage of the word rotunda was correct. I know it was correct.
Rotunda from down under. Here we go. We're going to go towards Sewer Moog, I think, for Aggie now. Parky going to be moving towards, I believe, Tree Sentinel Duo, I guess, in this case.
Yes. Huge damage. That Solitude Greatsword is just such a great weapon. All those charged R2s in a row. Hell yeah.
Oh, this might be a snipe, though, from Chris here. He already kills one of the first Tree Sentinels. Aggie's still on the first one. Chris going to be moving on to the second one here. And the second one, the Torch one, has less HP. This is going to be a nice snipe here from Wet Sock. Oh, but wait, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
It's a co-op square. Sweat still has to do Tree Sentinel Duo.
Yep, correct.
This is where the co-op squares are like really interesting because someone completes it, but it's only halfway done, you know?
Yep. And Sweat is going over to the DLC duo right now.
Yep. But keep in mind, people have died to the Tree Sentinel Duo before. It can happen again.
Just earlier today.
Yep. It can happen again, especially with these not so optimal weapons.
You also have to be really careful. Like I have fallen off that cliff before fighting these guys.
Yep.
Which he is being very smart about and pulling them away.
It's pulling him towards the bridge. I guess he's also getting this because he wants to have access towards, does he need... Or maybe he's grabbing the DLC Spirit Ash here. Yep.
Spirit Ashes, yeah. Yeah, it looks like Chris is going towards Vike.
Okay, we got Moog Sewers here from Aggie, which I think is a great play because you have to hug the 3 fingers and Theos champs. And Chris here going for Vike, which is fine as well. Yeah, this is going to be, honestly, a long late game. This is a long match.
Yeah.
I just realized. This is a bit of a long match.
The way you phrased that earlier, it sounded like he's got to hug Fia's champs.
Yeah, dude, that'd be interesting. Just hug 3 guys and just call it a day. Okay, so Tree Sentinel is actually available for Parky right now because Swed went for the DLC Spirit Ash instead. It is now going towards the fingers. Really interesting, dude. Really interesting. But why is Swed going for the fingers? Why is... There's no reason for him to whistle the fingers. Am I crazy? Am I missing something?
Let me think.
Oh, he's going for the giant hand, but why? Oh, he's going for the Spirit Ash. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, he
Yeah,
looks
getting
so
to
much
that.
farther away from this than I thought. I thought he was already at the finger. Is he just trying to get past the hand?
Yeah. I
No,
think
he's
so.
actually fighting it. Why is he fighting it? It's not on the board,
Maybe-
Sweat.
Maybe wires crossed from earlier.
Oh, does he think that the hand drops the ashes? He thought that. Yeah, he thought the hand maybe drops the ashes. There it is, though. Wet Sock, 10-7 now. 3 squared lead.
Oh, and he dies and loses 67,976 souls.
That
Sorry,
is a
for-
lot of. That's a lot of money. A lot of shmoola moolah. But Parker, you're working on Tree Sentinel Duo right now. This might be a square for Team Aggenharbor, as Aggie's working through the sewers right now as well. Vike on Chris's screen. Vike being a bit of a menace, especially, I remember, dude, Season 3. This guy was a meanie.
Yeah.
An absolute meanie. That storm assault is insanely powerful. Chris getting hit here once.
This is one of my least favorite fights in the game. Oh my god, it's so rough.
Yeah, Vike, for anyone that doesn't know, is immune to all statuses. He's immune to also all weapon types. So it doesn't matter. It's a pure physical check.
And
Oh!
yep, Chris. Yeah.
Chris pulling the and gets absolutely stabbed. That is crazy. Okay, Swed here doing a lot of damage versus Parky because that ice damage. Here's the thing. Frost is, I would say, almost better than Bleed. If anything, it is better than Bleed because not only do you get a Frost proc, but then afterwards, the thing that is frosted takes 10% more damage, I believe. Is it 10% or 20%? It's more damage.
It is more damage. I don't remember the exact amount, but yeah, they, especially if you can get them both together, it's amazing. But
Yeah.
I felt like that was actually kind of risky to do Savage Lion's Call that close to the cliff, but
It
it worked
is.
out.
All right, Parky here currently fighting the second one already. Swed right behind her though. Oh, he does so much, he does so much more damage. Oh, he does so much more damage.
As long as he doesn't die.
Yikes. Yeah, this is rough.
This is a similar thing from was it last match or this where it's just like because of the fact that the weapon choice that Parky made. It was earlier with the Golden Lion, where it's just like
Yep.
Yeah, or the Dancing Lion, sorry. The weapon choice makes such a huge difference.
Swed getting hit here. And the problem as well for Parky is that Tree Sentinels are very bleed resistant. Oh! Both
They're
players
both
getting
getting
hit
whacked
here by
around.
the Tree Sentinels.
So
Swed did get caught up here.
As long as he doesn't die, it's his square.
Vike here trying to buff himself while dealing with Chris. Chris should be getting this. There it is. Last
Yep.
R1 gets the Vike, not square, but gets the Vike half of the Vike and Rakshasa square.
Mm-hmm.
Stagger for Parky. If she gets a bleed proc, at the very least, it'll get her a little bit closer, but I think Swed's got this.
Yeah.
Swed's damage just is higher.
Well, and considering, like you said, he's working on all bosses, and you have to fight so many Tree Sentinels.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got this moveset down, and all
There
the
it is.
down. Yep, it's over. Yeah.
Oh, unfortunate for Parky. There is a snipe on Teresa. She just needs to like get Savage Lion's
better
Claws.
weapon.
If she had Frost on this, she would have gotten it 100%.
Absolutely. Yep.
Getting that Savage Lion's Claw for the mace would have been a huge damage difference.
So Team Wet Sock only needs 2 more squares at this point, and they've already got 1/2. So of the Rakshasa and Vike, so makes sense that Swed would be going down towards Rakshasa.
Chris near Melania. Why?
For funsies.
Yeah, I guess for fun. What the hell is he doing?
He's like, I need runes.
I get. He needs a great rune? I guess so.
But why?
I guess this one has, like, you have the quickest access to this one, I guess. And otherwise, you don't really have, he doesn't really have anything else to work towards. The rest of them are just co-op or DLC squares, so he's like, all right.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't hugged the three fingers.
The damage isn't as impressive as I thought. I'm not going to lie. And Chris dying.
Yeah, he hasn't. I don't. Wait, so he hasn't. He only has one great rune right now.
Yeah, he has Radon.
I feel like it would be so much faster.
That is
like
negative
Raya
aura, is it not? Like if he goes for Melania and then he dies right away. Negative 999, dude. Holy. Someone play the clip. Play the clip. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Chris, again, going for the fight, though, on Melania.
I guess. Why not?
If Chris dies again, I wonder if he swaps.
Yeah, I just feel like it would actually end up being faster just to go after Renala.
Oh, my God. Oh.
What are we oh my godding up?
Parky is going to go for, I believe it looks like Rakshasa.
Yeah.
Yep. Aggie's going for Vike here. Parky is going for Rakshasa, but Sweat again is a little bit ahead here. Already has the Grace right before Rakshasa. And this is going to be another snipe, sadly, to where Wetsock is going to have 12 squares.
Yeah.
Unless Rakshasa gives them an incident, which honestly, I could totally see. Rakshasa is a meanie weenie bambini.
Yep, that great katana is no joke, and it's a tiny room. Also, Sweat getting mogged by these mosquitoes.
Oh boy. Bombardino crocodilo.
No crocodilo. Yeah.
Tralalio, tralala. What was the other one? There was another one that was really funny. The cappuccino one, or cappuccino. Ballerina cappuccino.
Cappuccino, yeah. Pizza balla.
Oh, dude. What has happened to us? We're falling apart.
I have no idea.
Phase 2, Melania here for Chris. Aggie almost has Vike taken down. Already has passed the flask part. Rakshasa here now for Vike. For Vike. Holy shit. Rakshasa here for Swed. Is not past the healing just yet here. Trying to do Savage Lion's Claw versus Sir Weed Cutter coming out, though. And there it is. That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. That hit to Weed Cutter is devastating. Oh, Aggie died.
Considering that Melania, like, you're not supposed to get to Melania until well after you do Lane Dell, how crazy would it be if her Great Rune didn't count? I know it will, but how crazy would it be if, like, Chris went through all of this?
Like a complete misplay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny. Why don't people want to fight Rakshasa? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, Rakshasa's rough.
And look at the cinema that we're getting right now. Here it is. Parky versus Swed on Rakshasa. Parky entering the fight. Swed getting stabbed in the blib blab. It's got to be a little careful here. the blib blab, dude. A little bit of a Rakshasa race going on. Damage not that bad, actually.
Yep, get away from that. Yep, Sweat is dead again.
Sweat dying to Rakshasa's weak cutter one more time here. Oh, Parky too!
Oh.
There
Yep.
it is!
Dude,
Okay.
the damage is
Okay, can I be
outrageous.
honest? Can I be honest here?
Yeah.
I am having the time of my life watching that.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yo, this is why I run these events, chat. This is why I do it. It's not for the glory. It's not for the money. It's just for pure pain.
Yep.
C-Dom jackass, bro. Dude, C-Dom jackass, you guys want to play in my tournaments?
Wait, is Swed? Hold on. Wait, did Swed not get the Grace that's closer to Rakshasa?
Yeah, that's the closest one that you have, I think.
Is that the closest one?
Yeah. Weed cutter. Here it is. There's a stake of America, though, so you wouldn't technically need to use the Grace.
Yeah, but he went back to the Grace for some reason.
Chat saying to change his flasks.
Ooh.
Gargoyles now, so this is going to be a little bit of a race on Fia's champs, I think, between the two players, because Chris is opting for Gargoyles, while Aggie is opting for Sewer Moog here instead, which I think Aggie's play is definitely better here because he gets to hug the three fingers and gets Fia's champs, whereas Chris only gets one. You cannot access the three fingers unless you do Sewer Moog. Sweat here currently is in the lead on the Rakshasa fight, but that doesn't mean that he is going to win the fight, as currently both players are getting tagged. Weed Cutter coming out one more time, and he hasn't gotten past the healing on Rakshasa just yet. The healing on Rakshasa. Oh, baby! Oh, man.
Yeah, if she connects like 2-3 attacks in a row, it's over. It's so devastating.
Bro, if someone marks early, dude, imagine both players go through like a 20-minute Rakshasa fight. One of them marks early. Yeah, I'm sorry, you marked early. You don't get it, bro. That would be I think they would just like not play. I think I would lose a player. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's just like deadass just lose a player right there.
It'd just start a war.
Parky currently in the lead right now with her Morning Star. Swed trying to catch up again. Does have Frost proc on the Rakshasa here. Parky playing a little bit slower, and that's honestly working out for her. Dude, her damage is genuinely not as bad as I thought. It really is not as bad as I thought. She's getting those running R2s. She's getting some of those hits. And there's the bleed proc. Does Rakshasa heal? She heals here. No, she already is past the heal. Oh, shit, Parky. Wait, hold on. Back it up.
Yeah, Parky's Rakshasa has already used her flasks.
Oh my gosh!
Ooh.
Wait, Parky's clutching. She's clutching. Rakshasa heals you for Swed. Parky very much in the lead right now on this Rakshasa. Swed missing first half of Savage Lance Claw here. Parky just has to be careful. She has one flask left. Her last flask on Rakshasa here, though. But she has the advantage. Weed Cutter coming out here for Rakshasa. Parky just waiting it out, being very patient. The Weed Cutter!
No!
Oh my god, nice dodges. Okay, playing it smart, playing it slow. Oh my god, that was a little greedy there. There's a little greedy. No!
Oh, there it was. Yeah.
There is the Weed Cutter. Swed now currently in the lead on Rakshasa. Going for Savage Lance Claw. Is getting it. Is past the flask as well. Does Swed get it? He does get tagged by one of the R1s. Weed Cutter coming out once again. He is healing. Weed Cutter still swinging away. Oh, this is looking good for Swed. This is looking good for Swed here.
Yep.
He does get his mana back as well. Rakshasa, though, still going strong, getting some of those R1s. Weed Cutter coming out one more time, and Swed does too! Oh my god. Oh my god. And it's back to Parky.
Cinema.
What is happening? Aggie beat Sewermog, has hugged the 3 fingers, I believe at the very least, and is now making his way towards Goldfree. Why? Oh, because he has to kill Morgoth to get rid of the seal. Right? He can't hug the 3 fingers until he kills Morgoth.
Oops.
Chris now on Fia's champs before Aggie. No! Weed Cutter again getting Parky.
That's crazy.
Swed.
I'm just like,
Back in the lead. You know, I already have a suspicion post-interview is going to be a lot of heat.
yeah.
I might have them just sit there for a little bit.
I'm gonna zip it.
I'm just gonna let them. Like, the match ends. I'm gonna wait for post-interview for a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna like hold out for a little bit there. Goldfree here for Aggie. Decent damage. Goes for the repose. This should be a really quick kill. Going to go for Morgoth now. Fia's champs. Chris did die to Fia's champs. Apparently has to go back.
Yep.
Oh, my Lord.
Aggie done with piss free.
Dude, this is going to be an insanely long race because now not only do the DLC players have to deal with Rakshasa, they also have to get to
Now
Lena.
they have to go to Lena, which means that they have to beat Mesmer and they have to beat Ramina.
Oh,
this is gonna be
boy.
it's gonna be a 2.5 hour long match. God.
Oh boy, man. Romina Cappuccina. Chat, if you're enjoying Bingus, go ahead and drop a follow. Go ahead and drop a follow. Please and thank you. You know what? Come back for Season 5. Please and thank you. That'd be great. Appreciate all the follows. You know what? Make sure you wait, might as well. You know what? Also, if you can, drop a sub. You know, enjoy the games where they're ad-free. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the games where they're ad-free. It supports also the tournaments that I'm hosting. I do appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you so much.
We got some primers in chat.
And if you guys are also watching on YouTube, go ahead and just hit that subscribe button for me. I do appreciate that. And on top of that, while you're at it, chat, go ahead and check out all the players, all right? Go check out all the players. Go ahead and check out Dr. Doot as well. Give them all a follow. They all work hard. They all play hard. And as you can see, it is one hell of a fest. You know what I mean? One hell of a fest, dude.
This is a good group. This is fun. Swed
is getting close here. Getting jump attack now. Rakshasa going for the Quilon strat of jumping R2s. Oh, Weed Cutter coming out again. Here we go. Does Swed have it? He does! He does! There it is! Swed getting the Rakshasa. And Parky once again getting sniped on a square.
God.
Dude, this is something, man. Oh my god, dude. Swed doesn't even look happy that he got the square. He's just like, I'm happy, I'm out.
Nobody's happy.
Nobody is happy. And by that, I mean I'm happy. My god.
Yeah, what's crazy? Yeah, you're totally right. What's like everything that's left, it requires the DLC players to do stuff. Like the Chris and Aggie can no longer finish squares by themselves.
Yeah, and now it's Aggie. Now it's Parky and V-Split pretty much 1v1 time. What is it? Ulcerated Tree Spirits, clear 2 jails.
See, guys, that is what Chris is landing on is a rotunda. Look at that. That is a round building with a dome.
Ah, yes, rotunda. Write that down. Write that down, chat. Write that down. Hot diggity dog, dude. What a day. What a day! What a lovely day! Yo, thank you for the gifties, guys. Thank you, Home Skeleton, for the gifties. Yo, thank you. Also, there's somebody else that dropped some gifties before. Yeah, Kaczynski. Thank you for the 5 gifties. This is Kaczynski as well. Home Skeleton is Kaczynski. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate the support, man. Appreciate also subs, all the primes. Really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. Keeps the business alive, if you know what I mean. Support your local businesses. I do appreciate that, man. Yeah, Tree Spirits is a tough call here. For Parky, this is a full-on guessing game. You know, this is a full-on guessing game. You gifted as well, Ring? Yo, thank you for the gifties, Ring. Appreciate that, man.
I feel like I've like completely lost the plot at this point. I'm just vibing at this point.
Do they know the game isn't over at 13 squares? Yeah, because they still have to block column 2.
Yeah.
Column 2 is still an open bingo. So is row 2.
Aggie dies to gravity.
Oh no, Parky is going for Tree Spirits now. Oh boy. And Sweat already has one Tree Spirit down. Okay, but here we go. Chris is going to go towards Sewer Mode now to hug the 3 fingers, but Aggie is already there. Yeah, doing the gravity puzzle. My lord, dude, what a day.
This is the only way you can get to the 3 fingers, right?
Yep. Yeah, this is the only way. This is the only way. I do wonder if chat's going to tell them that you have to block the bingo. Which is column 2. Aggenharbor still has column 2 available to them. And Wet Sock still has row 1 and row 2 available to them.
Yeah, Parky for the block has to go after Midra now and stop this ulcerated tree spirit business.
And I swear to God, if they're like, yo, we have 13, why aren't we winning? I'd be like, bro, do you not remember the rules of Bingus?
How many Binguses have you done?
How many seasons have we gone through where it's always you have to block all bingos before majority counts? That has been the rule since like day 1.
Please, people are trying to like, please don't tell them. Mitch, I swear to God. Mitch is like, I'm gonna tell them when they get to 13.
Yeah, well wait. I'm assuming they know. I'm assuming they know.
Trying to cause a riot over here.
Yeah, have you not read the Book of Bingus? It's on page 1. It's in the prologue. Chris is trying to block column 2, correct, but that also means that Sweat has to do Midra.
Yep.
Which he is not currently doing.
Yeah, they're going after ulcerated tree spirits, which isn't gonna do anything.
So I think right now, Aggie has hugged the 3 fingers and is making his way towards Fia's champs, which leaves Parky with like so many things to do at this point.
Yep. It's gonna become a point where it's just gonna be Parky versus Swed.
Yep.
Oh yeah, are we sticking to the time limit?
Great question. No. I would say no. Why not?
We're here all night, folks.
I don't see why not. Why should there be a time limit? There hasn't been an announced time limit for this format. Unless the players wanted to end at 2 hours. If they wanted to end it, I'll check with them, actually. I'll check with them. Let me check with them real quick.
They're gonna be like bleeding out of their eyes and be like, make it end.
All right, hold on. Here we go. Hello, Aggie and Parky.
Yeah, hello.
Now we do technically have 30 minutes left if there is a time limit. Would you guys like a time limit or no?
I I don't know. Whatever.
I don't care. Yeah.
I also don't care. Whatever you want.
Okay, I'll ask the other team. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello, Chris and
not that many.
V-Swed. I'm checking in real
Yo.
quick here. So for the weekend, for this format, there wasn't a time limit necessarily planned. Would you guys like a time limit? Yes or no?
Whatever's easiest for you guys. I'm indifferent.
It doesn't really matter.
That's what the other team said. So I need one team to kind of give me more of a definitive answer.
Sure,
I
two
figured it was just
2 hours.
2 hours.
2
Yeah.
hours. Okay, sounds good.
I was thinking that too. Like that.
All right, so closing out at 2 hours. So you have 28 minutes.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And I am back. I am ready to screen share. We are ending at 2 hours.
Okay, sounds good.
Chat, you can't boo me. Boo Team Wet Sox. They said 2 hours. All right.
Yeah, let's get mad at them more.
Why don't you ask us? Because I know what you guys are gonna say. Don't even act coy. Don't act coy. Don't act coy,
Jeepa?
chat.
Jeepa, I swear to God.
Don't even ask. Don't even act coy with me. I know what you guys would say. The players are the ones that are technically suffering right now. It's fair. It's up to them, dude.
This is great. Thank you so much for having me here today. This has been the blast.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Dude. Thanks for joining us, man. It's been an interesting day.
It's been good. It's been a good day.
Speaking,
Maybe not for the players, but it's been a good day for us.
Yo, so true. So true. Fias Champs here now for Aggie, by the way, working on Fias Champs. Tree Spirit's now here for Parky as well. Although, sadly, Parky will be sniped one last time for the day on Tree Spirits. And there it is, 13 squares. But that is not the end of the bingo because you still have column 2. Column 2 is still open. Column 2 is still open. Don't quit out, Swed. Bingos have to be blocked. And I think they're realizing it now. Chris is like, well, it hasn't ended yet. Yeah, there it is. There's the eye roll from Chris. He was like, oh, son of a bitch. I have to actually close out column 2. Okay. It be what it be. And dude, hey, we're following the rules. And that's how it's been.
I don't know if Parky knows.
Yeah, Aggie's just sitting there. He's waiting it out right now. It is not over. It is not over until it's over. It's either clear 2 jails, 4 perfumer bottles, demi-humans, hug 3 fingers in Midra, kill Fias and Letta. What are we doing? What are we picking?
I feel like Mitch, we need someone to let everyone know. Someone tell Parky and Aggie.
I don't think they know. I'll jump in real quick.
This is so scuffed.
Can't say yes.
Yeah, you guys do understand that your column 2 is still open, right?
Oh,
Wait,
fuck!
what?
You still have a bingo line open. They can't win by 13.
Right, I haven't blocked bingo.
Oh my god, we're so stupid.
It's
damn it.
okay. All right, and we're back.
Hey!
Oh, dude, what a match, bro. Like, what a match, man. Oh my god. This is the finest D-Rust I've ever seen, bro. This is one rusty ass nail, dude. Holy guacamole. Actually crazy.
Oh my god. Okay, so what's Parky gonna do then?
I don't know.
Getting the perfumer bottle. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chris having to fight Morgott to unlock the path down to the 3 fingers.
Yeah, Chris gonna go for the 3 fingers here. Sweat gonna be going for Midra. That should be the final square to lock it out for them. They'll be their 14th square / Also, that will be their block on column 2. What, dude? What a match, man! I think they've gone through so much that you just start to forget the rules, you know?
Yeah, it's brain melt. Everyone's brains are just fully jelly at this point.
Yep. We still have,
including myself.
Yeah, we still have 23 minutes, chat. We still have got those 23 minutes. Here it is. More got killed for Chris. He's going to go and hug those 3 fingers. So he has Fia's champs. He has hugged the 3 fingers. Now all he has to do is go kill those demi-humans. And honestly, that is something that Sweat could do as well. Demi-humans is not a bad idea, you know? Really not a bad idea. Oh, Sweat almost goofs up that skip there. Sweat should be able to do Midra in 23 minutes. He does have that available. And I believe here, Parky is definitely going for perfume bottles, which I think is the right call. And then Aggie here, going to be working on, I'm assuming, demi-humans, since he's done everything else. Yeah, Sweat does not look like he's in a good mood. And you know what? I kind of get it. But that'd be Bingus. Sweat does not look happy.
It's been a lot.
It's been a match. Yeah, this has definitely been a very interesting board. But then again, honestly, Sweat can blame Chris. Chris did not go for Misbegotten Crusader. This could have all been avoided.
This could have ended an hour and 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah. All because of Chris. You can't blame me, chat. Again, I am not the boom man. I am just the middleman. I am the cameraman, and the cameraman never dies. That's the golden rule.
We should be thanking Chris, honestly. We should be thanking him for letting us have such content today.
Here we go, Jory now for Swed. Chris are going to be doing the good old parkour down to the 3 fingers. Aggie making his way towards... I don't know. Oh, he's going all the way around for the other demi-human. Yeah, he's going all the way around for the demi-human. Yeah. Parky here working towards Midra as well.
Jory. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
She's pretty far behind.
She is very far behind. Turning on that lantern. Oh, she doesn't even know the shortcuts.
Yeah.
She doesn't know the catacomb skips. Okay, so yeah, this will be tough.
It's going to take a long time for either of them to get to Midra, to be fair.
It's not going to take that long. I mean, Jory's already halfway dead here for Swed. He's going to be done with Jory here in the next, minute or two, which means he's got, 20 minutes almost to get to Midra.
It's just the fact that you got to do it on foot. You can't use Torrent in the next area.
Yeah.
And it's a big area.
Hot diggity dog, man.
And Parky dies.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Hey. Keep in mind, this is all practice. This is all prototyping, okay? Practice and prototyping.
Jory is such a rough fight. All the ads that come in, especially the big guy.
It's literally Renala on crack. That's all it is.
Yep.
It just is. It's such a annoying fight. I think if I remember correctly, Aggie actually likes this fight though.
Crazy. You killed Jory after using all summoning moves.
Also, CBD, I'm gonna say this right now because you're in chat. No, there is penalties for mismarking, but obviously I'm expecting you guys to not mismark. You doofus. I'm not gonna have you just like all of a sudden try to abuse that now.
Got called a doofus. Damn.
Yeah, doofus. On our way to Midra. GG's to Swed, by the way. Midra should be on our screen here in the next 6 minutes. Demi-humans are dying left and right. Chris here also working towards demi-humans. Making his way towards that. But hey, this proves my point though, right? This proves my point. Even if base game is fully covered, or even if DLC is fully covered, the co-op square still gives each side something to do. There's never been a match. Yes. There's never been a match where one side was literally just sitting there waiting. There's always been something to do, which I think is great. That still proves that this format is viable and that this format is good. Is not only that it's exciting and fun to watch and that co-op squares are fun, but also that each player still has something to do.
Yes, and it's like it makes each player equally important.
Swed grabbing the bottle here first before going towards Midra. Maybe stalling for time a little bit. There's only 16 and a half minutes left here. We're zooming in on Aggie's big head. Oh, never mind. Now it's gone. Oh, there it is again. Oh, now it's gone. And there it is again.
Yeah, Parky's still making her way to Jory.
Yep, she is almost there, though. She is almost there. You know...
Still rocking the Morningstar, too.
Dude. Hey, and this is why it's a practice match. And this is why it is a testing of the format, okay? This is why people shouldn't take it too seriously. Not just the players, but also you. I'm pointing at the camera. You can't see me, though. You, the audience. You at home. Don't take it too serious. All right? Yeah, you. Oh, wait, did Swed just... Oh, okay, never mind. I thought he poured it away. He did pour it away. He's going for bottles. Okay, honestly, that's a way better call because then he doesn't have to kill Midra and he blocks out column 2. Bro, imagine though that Parky gets it before him now. Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
That would be something.
I mean, the match would still be over if he got the perfumer bottles.
Yeah. Yeah, because she would have to deal with Swordmaster Aunts. Which I'm surprised no one's doing because Swordmaster Aunts is a jail. So you'd be progressing 2 squares here. But no one likes to do that. Yeah, the damage is really low.
Did you play the Night Rain beta?
I did the playtest, yeah.
The playtest? Ons in the playtest was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Absolute nightmare. What a little creep.
Demi-human Ons was an interesting combo.
Yeah.
For sure. Not going to get the backstab because of that grave there, sadly. Where's the big boy? Hello, big boy. So, yeah. There's the spin. Oh, she has to be careful here. Yeah, Swed's going to close it out with that column 2 block here.
Yep. How many perfume bottles does he have?
He at least has 1.
Yeah.
The other 3 shouldn't be too crazy because you get one here, you get one from Tiolier, and you get one from the front of Castle Ensis, which he did kill balls, so he has that grace.
Yes, yeah.
So
that
this should be
isn't
closing
hard.
out in the next like minute here.
All right, there's another one.
Tiolier. Oh, it was going for Castle Ensis first, and then Tiolier.
Yep, and then GG.
Aggie died to the demi-human queen. Dude, they can be crazy sometimes, man. That was a cool skip. What the fuck?
The hitboxes on the demi-human queens is really wacky sometimes.
Yeah, but he has a Somber 9 weapon.
Yeah, but listen, I'm trying to be nice.
Tell Sweat, you have to collect them so the one you bought doesn't count. Yeah. Oh, man, bro. I think at that point I would receive a hate mail.
Yeah. So I'd be like, I'm finding out where you live.
I think at that point, yeah, dude, I might be a no cam streamer. I'm just gonna hide completely.
Rebrand. One day gonna hop on Twitch and see someone live that's Dapton Como.
Yeah, Omad makes his appearance. My backup account. Here it is. Here it is. Boom! There we go! GG's Wet Sock! Let's go!
It's over!
The first 14 square game, dude.
That's crazy.
Holy guacamole, man. Absolute clappy on that one, dude. What a game.
And if Team Wet Sock is still mad, they're still winning.
Oh boy. I'm like I said, I'm gonna let them sit for a little bit. I'm gonna let them sit.
Yeah,
I'm not doing post right away.
Let them marinate. You know, it's like when you cook a steak, you got to cover it in foil for a little while.
Yeah. Hot damn.
Well, that sure was a bingo match.
That sure was something, dude. They were in hot water so long they became a wet sock, dude. Oh, vey.
And Parky gets Jory. Well done.
Let's go! All right, let's move over to the post-game screen here for a bit. We'll talk about just the board in general. Dude, where'd you go?
Oh no! It's dark in here. Help me out.
Hold on.
Help me! I'm scared.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
All right. Like I said, I'm going to wait it out a little bit. I'm going to wait it out. All right. We'll check. Yeah,
I'm hiding already.
I put, can I bring everyone in? Monk of Christ. Oh, boy. Let's see what happens. I got one thumbs up. Do I get two? Do I get two? Maybe a smidge of 3. No. Only Chris has reacted with a thumbs up so far. I'm assuming it's okay. I'm gonna bring them in. Okay, just hold on. Don't say anything. Okay, I'll bring them in without them knowing.
So, up.
All right,
Yo.
welcome in, guys. Welcome. Hey, for first thing,
GG's, guys.
before I say anything, before you guys say anything, if Chris went for Misbegotten Crusader, we wouldn't have had this problem. That's all I'm saying. All right.
True.
What?
I mean, it made Aggie do it.
I'm just saying, if Chris would have done it, we wouldn't have had this. We would have had this
I don't know if I
problem.
would have beaten him to it.
What's the problem?
No, I don't know. The pain that was this
Yeah, that's
match,
kind of,
dude.
He got it pretty quick.
Maybe
I don't
didn't
think he.
get there in time.
I mean,
All
what
right.
weapon did you have for the Misbegotten Crusader, Aggie?
Solitary or Greatsword of Solitude +9.
Oh, you had a +9 for the fight. Okay. Yeah,
Well,
I was gonna.
I just set up a
thinking about going
+9
in with
because
a
I was like, this
+4.
dude's probably tanky.
Yeah, no,
I
I
had
think that's
no
the
vigor.
smart play to do. Yeah,
so-
yeah.
All
Like
right.
just take the time to set it up before rushing that.
Yeah.
Well, first off, GG's to Wet Sock for closing that out, and also being the first bingo match that went to 14.
I think it's the longest match ever
Yeah,
as well.
we kind of forgot.
Yeah.
At least I did. I was
Some
like, yeah,
2
just get Tree
hours still?
Spirits, and then
We forgot to. We
Yeah.
stopped
Yeah,
playing.
we
for like 30
after
seconds.
you got Tree Spirits, we just like sat here
Okay.
for a few minutes, and Dom was like, "Guys, the match is still on."
Yeah, I was like, column 2's still open, right? They're like, holy shit. So looking at the board and everything, there's a lot that happened, all right? There's just a lot overall to digest. So
We lived 10 lives during this fucking match, bro.
seriously.
it was a long one. For when it comes to like the weapon options, I was a little surprised because for the DLC players here, you guys both checked Roundtable, and I think you both noticed the shop didn't really have anything great to offer. Curved blade here, or curved club for Swed, Morningstar for Parky, and then realizing the damage wasn't really there. Like the Savage Lance Claw Frost for Swed at least did something, but it just wasn't hitting like it needed to. But you both you never went for the Great Katana check, and I was curious as to like why did you guys like bite the bullet for so long? You know what I mean?
Well, for me, I feel like I just have a hard time putting so much money into a weapon and then wanting to switch off of it. And also, after like yesterday's game, I don't trust that check, and it's not that far away. Like I could just check both. But I kind of feel like ideally you just check one of the two and then just go with the best weapon there. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, like yesterday's weapon was like
What
so
was yesterday's
trash.
weapon for you?
It was like a serpent katana.
Serpent
and it was
bone
like,
blade.
Oh, the serp. Yeah, that's like the one bad katana.
Yeah, and I lost so many
Yeah.
squares because of the damage, even if my fights were like really clean. And so I
Mhm.
don't know. I was like gonna rely on bleed, but after seeing this weapon, I don't know if that's the situation that.
Dude, you
either-
could have bleed frosted. I didn't think
Yeah,
that.
I could
but-
have. I don't know.
Oh,
Again, though,
What
I
did
just
you use Morningstar?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't like, which it wasn't actually that bad, but I also don't like just putting money into it and then getting rid of that. Unless you can sell it for a decent amount, I'm not sure.
No.
Not really, no.
Okay.
Not really. Wet Sock here. For row 4, was that intended, that rush on row 4, or was it more or less like, hey, we got, not necessarily lucky, but we got those 3 squares. Let's just bulldoze it now. What was the overall?
No,
move.
it was intended for the most part. I mean, it's like, hey, go get bulls into Revere Dash, and then, but with getting Revere Dash, maybe can go for the Turtle Talisman. If they just rush the Turtle Talisman, then I'll probably have time to go for Explosive Physick before, and then we can close out the and then I can just do Limgrave bosses, because I was already like setting up like a +4 solitary Greatsword or whatever.
Yeah, finding that
time,
Greatsword that early was really, really clutch, I feel like.
Yeah, it was nice to have something. Although that weapon is like bad.
Yeah, he was complaining about it like all
Great.
It was just like
Really?
low damage. Yeah, it's just low damage. It's just not too great, because it was +9 after like a decent bit. I think after like the Limgrave boss or something, but it just was so slow damage wise. And even after it had like 50 something strength, it was still just like okay for like later game stuff. And it's like I even stopped to get like the Axe Talisman and Axe Physick tier to help some damage because it needed it. But
What weapon was that? Sorry.
the solitary greatsword, like
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Was that the only somber option for you guys for base game?
It was.
I think there was Falling Star Beast Jaw, but like
maybe there was.
yeah.
That's very stat
that
intensive.
requirement's way weird. Yeah, exactly. I'd rather just have the pure strength.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Aggie, why did you decide to switch over to the Solitude Greatsword when you found the Great Stars in the in Roundtable hold? You were working with that for a little while. What made you switch over?
Yeah, so I set up the Great Stars because it was a fairly early game board, so I'm like, okay, well, you could get away with a
Okay.
smithing stone weapon here, and
Mhm.
like it is a little bit faster to set up. So I was just gonna set that up and then just do Limgrave stuff. And then yeah, he ended up getting the physick flask, and then obviously I know if he's blown up a boss, he's gonna have blown up a Limgrave boss. Then it's like, well, I can't beat him to 8 Limgrave bosses anymore. So now I need something that can kill Misbegotten Crusader. And in this format, like you're just not gonna get a smithing stone weapon above like plus 16. So like, okay, I need to switch to a somber now. And this was the somber that was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm debating changing it from 2 to 1 requirement just to make
I
it a
think
little bit
you
easier.
should.
Yeah.
It's pretty imbalanced.
Yeah, it just makes
Yeah.
smithing not valuable at all in base game.
Yeah, I think that should be a adjustment. Obviously, it's not going to happen this weekend necessarily because there's too many matches
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happened with it. But I think for the future is definitely with the change to 1. I think we'll be just fine. Yeah. So Team Aggenharbor here. You guys really like rushing that turtle talisman. Is that?
You just happen to do it twice in a row.
Okay, well, I mean, here you have Turtle Talisman, you have the Lightning Ram, you have the Tree Spirit. If you had to go down into Mariga, that's kind of near there. Like, it felt like it made sense here.
Yeah.
It felt like it had solid synergy. We didn't see how threatening row 4 could be if
Yeah.
you just got those squares, but
Mm.
I honestly think we could have gotten one of those DLC squares if there weren't the Tolier skip incidents, because that lost like
Yeah,
a
can we
big
talk about
portion.
that? Did you guys see? I did the same thing 3 times and I died twice. What did I do wrong? Because I did
You're
the
jumping
little
off way
box.
too early.
Happened.
No, there is another ledge right before the ledge you jump off, Parky, that is actually a little bit lower that you're supposed to jump off of. So you're technically jumping from too high. That's why it's so RNG, because depending on when you jump off, it's like pixels. So that's why it's
well-
like seems RNG.
It pisses me off because when I practiced that before bingo, it worked out every time.
Well,
So
yeah, it's
orange-
because you're right
Classic.
on the lethal
Classic.
range.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever. Oh, okay, well,
That's
Fine.
the
Classic
one
Elden
thing.
Ring. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you drop down just a little bit more for the other ledge. It's just way safer for that.
fair enough.
But yeah, Parky, I was going to ask you actually. This time you did not challenge bulls in front of Castle Ences. Was that because you just didn't want to be contested, or what was you just going straight for Tilier?
Yeah, it's because we wanted the Turtle Talisman. Like, I got the Grace there anyway, and we wanted,
Yeah.
again, like, Turtle Talisman, the Lightning Ram, all that stuff kind of worked together. Also, Revered Ash isn't, like, super incredible with that, but there's one along the way there.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of looking at that whole line. I really liked
That's
that.
fair.
And then balls just didn't feel like a priority.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweat, how'd you feel about the curved club in general after using a bunch of different weapons now for DLC bingo?
It was pretty bad, like you said. The damage wasn't there, but I did get like the chart. It was good for some bosses. Like it did pretty good against Hippo, but certain bosses and NPCs, like without Lion's Claw, this thing is pretty much unusable, I would say. But Lion's Claw
Yeah.
carried for sure. Like
I think
with
Lion's Claw
Rakshasa and-
was doing some work for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like without that, you can't. Well, I mean, I'm sure you could, but like it's rough for sure. But yeah, overall, not the greatest weapon in hindsight. I probably should have picked Morningstar and put ice with it, with bleed and ice, like
Yeah.
you mentioned. That probably in hindsight would have been better.
Mhm.
But I mean, I just stuck with it. You know, like you mentioned, I could have easily not easily, but I could have swapped to something later once I had money going. But I don't know, I was already committed to it at this point. Kind of like how Parky says, like once you get attached to your weapon, you can't just throw it away. Like,
Oh,
put
I
all
could
this-
throw
Well,
all
I
my
feel like it's very hard to justify a swap.
It was
Yeah,
more
I-
just the
it's hard.
money.
Well, it's
I
also
don't- I mean, I don't-
justifying the time, right? It's also like
That's
once
true.
it's
Yeah.
the thing of like you have this weapon. It's like, okay, do I have the space right now? Not only the money, but do I have the space to actually swap and check for other options, or am I too under pressure to even do that? You know. So yeah, it's definitely tough. It's definitely hard.
Yeah, and like with weapon rando, like you're not even guaranteed to find a good weapon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have
it's
the
just like
Uchi.
no guarantee.
That's why I
on
just
the
ran the
turn.
Solitude sword. I'm like, it's just somber good enough.
Yeah, same here.
But it was, it ended up being like worse than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be like pretty solid. But
I actually don't know
Compared
where
to
the
real
Uchi
weapons.
Katana pickup came from, but I have one right now. I don't
Ancient
know where
Dragon
I got
Man.
it.
It was Ancient
ADM.
Dragon.
It was
Oh,
ADM. Oh yeah, okay, fair.
I
I
mean,
would have pivoted to that.
Oh, go ahead.
That's you,
I was
Peggy.
just, sorry. I was just gonna say, I think something I've learned over the last 2 days is I've never done like a bingo with the weapon randos, and I'm obviously not very good at a lot of weapons in this game. Like I'm pretty good at a few fast ones maybe, but there are some that I just like don't know how to use, don't know how the damage is.
Yeah.
And I think
That's
it
a lot
really
of knowledge to
matters.
have,
Yeah. So like me and Aggie were talking, one of my biggest flaws, which actually lost us like every single game, is just my fights. Like I died a lot today, but yesterday, even if I didn't die and my fights were really clean, they're still really slow. And I feel like that's just something that I'm missing compared to a lot of the players. I just like I just don't know like exactly when all the openings are and whatever. So like yeah, Swed, you sniped me on like everything, and again, even if I didn't die, I still would have sniped me on everything, and so I definitely think that's a big problem. And then that my slow fights mixed with the weapons that are bad or I just don't know how to use that well, just is like a disaster.
Your match earlier was so unlucky because like every boss you did was weak or strong against your literal weapon. You fought every boss in water, which was taking away 10% of your damage, and like it was I felt so bad. It was so unlucky.
That's okay. I mean,
like it's not a bad weapon. It's just the certain fights. It's not great.
Yeah, it's just something that really matters for these randomized weapon bingos. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I props to you guys though for the first team to clear Rakshasa and Vike.
Oh, true.
So there's
Man,
that.
There was definitely not a Rakshasa incident. Yeah.
Definitely not. No, that never. I would
Or
never
a
die to
Vike incident. None of that. None of that.
It was a montage between Parky and Swed, man. Both of them just keep going in. Weed cutter happens. All right, reset. Keep going.
It was getting unruly. It was like absolutely just chaos.
Yeah, I was gonna pivot, and I was like, I'm already here. I'm just gonna go for it. If she gets it, she gets it. But yeah.
I feel like I was so close. I had so many like deaths that okay, to be fair, I had a lot of skill issues of absolutely, but there were so many deaths that I was like, come on, man. Like
Yeah,
I died to no, but the dancing lion too, like I died because he just pushed me against the wall, and then there was like an AoE and there was like not much I could do there, and
I should have died to Dancing Lion. I got really lucky in phase 2. I lived with like 1 HP.
Ugh, man. Well, good for you.
By the way, Aggie, as the to our knowledge, anyways, the only rando hitless runner, can you explain how you died to Demi-Human Queen twice?
Bro, I got time to kill, okay? I'm just
the last like 40 minutes were just like all in the hands of the DLC
like
players.
I knew that I would complete all of my objectives long before it mattered, so like whatever, man.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I'm just checking.
I'm just swinging weapons like, oh, maybe this staggers. Oh, it didn't. Okay, well, I guess I die now because I have 30 arcade.
Yeah, that's
when I saw
definitely
you did
tough.
that, I was like, oh, that'll be tough for him late game. But then late game didn't really even matter pressure-wise for base
It
game
was
stuff,
like
so.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, it felt like a necessary decision to get us back in the game at that moment.
I agree.
And I think it
that call in
was.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, I didn't even like realize that the one of each crucible was a block until like after you did like every other, or, like, until like we marked it. I think I was like,
yeah,
oh,
we
shit,
were
that was a
relatively
block.
close to getting that too.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that would have been scary.
But hey, GG's anyways, man. Is there any questions between the two teams? Anything that you guys want to share or discuss? You're more than welcome to throw something out.
We played a more.
Why wet stock?
I was forced into picking a name on the spot within 5 seconds, or the earth would explode, and that's the first thing that came out of my
That's
mouth.
the first thing you came up with.
Yeah. That's the. And now I'm being like
socks
questioned
on the
by
brain.
everyone. Why are you thinking about
wet
wet
sock is
socks,
great.
bro? It's like,
Ew.
I can't win, dude. There's no winning.
Just water, don't worry.
Yeah, surely it's just water.
Gross, guys.
Any
Well,
other
Dom wouldn't let us
questions?
do our original team name, so
Yeah,
True.
kind of
Dom.
messed up.
I
Yeah.
really like that one.
Hey, I'm sorry. I appreciate originality. Okay.
You know what
Imagine
we
if
were
they
gonna
had to
do?
say that
Original?
name every
We were
time,
we
though.
were considering being like the New York Jets or something, but
I don't want to reject that though.
Wait, why the New York Jets out of everything?
I don't know, man. Just some random team that already exists. Just be like, oh, we didn't know. We didn't
That's
know that. That was already a
crazy.
team.
It's really like New York and Jet.
Yeah.
You didn't pick the Toronto Raptors? Like, come on.
Well,
Well, it's too obvious. It's
it
too
makes
obvious.
too much sense to do that. Yeah.
Holy. All right. Well, GG's to both you guys, to both teams, Aggenharbor and Wet Sox. GG's to Wet Sox for the dub. 2-1 record
Just
right
talk.
now.
It's singular.
Yeah, wet socks.
Wet sock.
A-
Sorry.
a single wet sock.
You know,
yes.
that actually changes a lot. That
Yeah,
makes
it
a lot.
does.
It's weirder.
Yeah.
What did
I
I,
guess
step
that's
in?
true. Anyways, GG's guys. Thanks so much for playing today. I do appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for playing. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. You know, take care. Get yourself something nice to eat, and you know, forget about this match. All right.
I'm gonna go. Yeah.